Are we living through Earth's sixth mass extinction? Scientists warn that species are disappearing 100 to 1,000 times faster than normal. In this video, we'll unpack the evidence, the main human drivers, why amphibians are sounding the loudest alarm, and what we can do right now to change direction. A mass extinction is a geologically short period, thousands to millions of years, when roughly 75% of species vanish. Extinction itself is natural. About 98% of all species that ever lived are gone. But mass extinctions are when loss massively outpaces replacement. Earth has had 5 events so far. Ordovician Silurian, 443 million years ago. Cooling and glaciation wiped out 85% of species. Devonian, 374 million years ago. Environmental instability, including oxygen loss and sea level changes, killed about 75% of species. Permian, 250 million years ago. The Great Dying, when over 95% of species vanished, possibly due to massive volcanism or an asteroid impact. Triassic, 200 million years ago. 80% of species lost, likely from volcanic activity, CO2 buildup, and ocean acidification. Cretaceous, 66 million years ago. 78% of species, including non-avian dinosaurs, were wiped out, mainly by an asteroid strike and volcanic eruptions. The passenger pigeon, the Tasmanian tiger, the Baiji or Yangtze River dolphin. These rank among the best-known recent victims of what many scientists have declared the sixth mass extinction, as human actions are wiping out vertebrate animal species hundreds of times faster than they would otherwise disappear. Evidence suggests a new extinction wave accelerated from the late Pleistocene into the Holocene geological epoch, the last approximately 11,000 years. Early losses hit large mammals, likely from a mix of climate swings and human pressure. So, this time, we are in a mass extinction driven primarily by human activity, not by asteroids or supervolcanoes, and it is happening faster than any other previous extinction events. Here's what's pushing biodiversity over the edge. Land use change. Humans have transformed over 70% of land surfaces. About 40% is used for food production, deforestation, and water use. Agriculture drives nearly 90% of deforestation and around 70% of freshwater use, draining rivers, drying wetlands, and fragmenting habitats. Climate change. More droughts, floods, wildfires, and storms. Species with narrow ranges, especially tropical montane species, struggle to track these shifts. Overexploitation and conflict with wildlife. Culling predators, hunting, and bycatch further shrink populations. Invasive species and pathogens, introduced competitors, and infectious diseases destabilize ecosystems. Pollution. Pesticides, fertilizers, and airborne pollutants add chronic stress. These drivers are interconnected. They disrupt ecosystem services we depend on: clean water, fertile soils, fisheries, and climate regulation. Lose enough species, and ecosystems can fail, with consequences for food security and economies. Why are amphibians, frogs, salamanders, caecilians so crucial? They survived the last mass extinctions, yet today they're among the most threatened vertebrates. Early global assessments found about one-third of species globally threatened and 43% with declining populations, especially in tropical montane stream habitats. Key vulnerabilities: permeable skin and cutaneous respiration equals high sensitivity to water and air quality. Thermal conformers equals sensitive to temperature shifts. Small ranges equals high risk from local habitat change. Case study: Sierra Nevada, yellow-legged frogs. Once abundant, now 92% decline across historic range. Causes: introduced trout predation, air pollution, and chytridiomycosis, the BD fungus. Trout removal helps, but BD outbreaks still trigger mass die-offs. Some species like cane toads and bullfrogs thrive and even become invasive. Ecosystems are webs, not lists. Remove enough strands, and the web collapses. Biodiversity maintains stable climate, predictable rainfall, productive soils, and resilient fisheries. Today's biodiversity loss is not just sad, it's dangerous for human well-being. Who will possibly survive the mass extinction? The animals most likely to survive the current mass extinction are the adaptable ones, like rodents, cockroaches, and some birds. Some fish, amphibians, and invertebrates may survive this event, as they've survived the past ones. Species that can be flexible on feeding themselves have more chances of survival than species that have a specific type of food source or life cycle. This story isn't over. We still have powerful levers. Cut greenhouse gas emissions. Align with the Paris Agreement to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Accelerate clean energy, efficiency, and climate-smart infrastructure. Protect and restore nature. Support 30 by 30. Conserve 30% of land and oceans by 2030. Nationally and via the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. Prioritize biodiversity hotspots, wildlife corridors, wetlands, mangroves, and cloud forests. Fix food systems, stop deforestation, improve soil health, boost water efficiency, reduce food waste, and incentivize sustainable diets and regenerative agriculture. Fight invasives and disease. Strong biosecurity, rapid monitoring, targeted eradication, and pathogen research. BD mitigation, probiotics. Accountability and policy. A small number of actors drive much of the impact. Push for corporate disclosure, deforestation-free supply chains, habitat safeguards, and science-based targets. Grassroots power. Vote for conservation policies. Support local restoration. Choose sustainable products. Support nonprofit organizations, and amplify science communication. Tell us in the comments, which action matters most where you live? Protecting habitats, changing food systems, or holding big polluters accountable? Your ideas can help shape a follow-up video. A sixth mass extinction is not inevitable. The drivers are human-made, which means the solutions are too. If we act quickly on climate, land use, invasives, and disease, we can keep Earth's web of life intact for future generations.